All right. So good morning, everybody. My name is Kunal Tersi, and I'm Banks. And today we'll actually be talking about the Monday live session where we'll be analyzing a couple of pairs, and we'll also be discussing at length, the power of OPM. And what is OPM? OPM is other people's money. And we'll be talking about like the benefit, the pros and cons, and we will be like giving different breakdowns on different stuff. So pay attention as we move into this. Okay. All right. So now we'll be looking at first off, let's see what happened on GBP USD. Let's see what happened on GBP USD for last week. Let's see what we have for GU.
Very man. Mas antes what's up already?
All right. I'm trying to admit everybody. So now let's check what we have for GBP USD now. Let's GU. Could this pairs be stressing somebody out?
Oh yeah.
Please mute yourselves.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this is GBP USD here. So let's see what GU did. All right.
Proportionnel qui sera instauré.
Exactement. Bon. Michel Barnier va devoir faire attention et c'est pour ça que jusqu'à présent, il est obligé de godiller, hein, le montagnard, le savoyard. À la fois n'a pas uni le Rassemblement national, d'où ces récentes déclarations sur les 11 millions d'électeurs du RN qui méritent d'être respectés, d'où aussi le fait qu'il consulte et qu'il va consulter le RN au même titre que les autres partis pour la composition du gouvernement, d'où aussi le fait qu'il distille comme ça cette idée d'instauration de la proportionnelle.
So I'm trying to look at
l'injonction contradictoire et sur cette forme de ligne de crête, c'est pas montrer qu'il
we're trying to look at GBP USD for a start. We're trying to look at GBP USD for a start. And for GBP USD, let's see what we have here. So first of all, we need to go down to the 4-hour time frame. Well, I think what market did a bit was like it pushed up price and then it sold. So last week we had a bit of NFP and the likes. All right. So for today, let's see what we have here. So for me, I think one of the ways where we'll be able to predict the continuation of the sales on GBP USD if we have a break below this low. Now, a break below this low that is here would, double confirm the confluence of what we are looking at. Are you guys with me? So if we have eventually maybe like a break below this area that is sitting down here, then we can say that we're looking at, we can slowly say that we're looking at the continuation of the sales. Why am I saying that? Now, if we decide that, okay, this is the low that is sitting down here, right? Pay attention to this, right? And if we say that this is the low that is sitting down here, yeah, and then market pushes down price below this particular area. Now it's gonna make the confluence of the sell stronger, and increasing the bias of what we're looking at. Are you guys understand what I'm saying at all? So that way we are able to know that okay, the continuation of these sales is more valid, right? And we should see the sell continuation pattern all the way from the 4-hour time frame. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? But for me now, if I'm looking at a trade, I need to first make sure that I've seen what happens on the long run and then pick and decide, okay, this is what it would be. Now, do you know this sales is not far-fetched? Let me explain why. Let me explain the reason for this sales. Now, if you look closely, this is a high, right? But this is a sweep of a high. This place is a high, rather. This is a sweep of a high. Now, if you mark out this zone, this whole area like this, right? If you go ahead and mark out this whole area like this, I'll push up price a bit. If you go ahead and mark out that area, then push up price. The next thing you would observe, is that there was a high here, and this high that is here actually broke structure. Can you see what I'm saying? This high that is here, it broke structure. Now, where is the high? This is the high. This zone. Now, I need to pay attention. I'm going somewhere. This is the high. I'm going to look at different scenarios that we should look at in the market for this week. Now, that's the high, right? This area is the high. Yeah, that zone. But what happened? Market broke structure here also, right? Market broke structure here, broke structure. This is the high, then this is the sweep of the high. Then what happened here? Market slowly pushed up price back. It mitigated this zone that you could have had sales from. It mitigated this zone. Then push price further up to this area here and decided to sell. Now, if we had looked at this, this is a speculative trade. If I looked at this trade could have given, drag the SL slowly. Stop loss of about 47 pips to bag 100 and what? 122 pips. Now, why am I having? I have to explain this GBP USD breakdown to you so you can understand where I'm going next. Now, look at what I'm going to show you guys next now. Now, if we are able to predict the continuation pattern, now, I'm going to map out, since we've been able to predict the high, then since we've been able to predict the high, right? Since we've been able to predict the high, the sweep of the high, the area that got mitigated when market pushed up price, right? Now, we'll be able to mark out the continuation pattern where we expect market to, continue the sales from, should in case it pushes up price from area where it can sell from. Are you guys understanding me? So now the next thing we'll be looking at now is where are you going to be expecting a continuation in trend? Provided this market now is pushing down price to break structure. Now let's explain something further. Now we've already seen that, okay, this was a high to sweep of the high, the unmitigated area, but it became mitigated when market pushed up price here because it was supposed to sell from here. That there was an order block that was sitting down here. But market did not basically sell from here. It pushed up price by killing this area, activating the other eye that is above here and then selling. Now we've seen that happen. Now, market is now pushing down price as we can see to break structure of this area, which is what it just is trying to do right now. So let's say now if we change this to, if we go ahead and change this to from candlesticks to chart patterns, look at, I'm going to change from candlesticks to line chart. You would see that it broke structure here already. Can you see? So the break of structure for the sell continuation is visible on the 4 hour. Now what I'll do is I'll change this back to the candle since I've seen the break of structure that the candlesticks wasn't really showing me before. Now, if I look at this closely, pay attention, guys. What we'll be expecting is we are expecting a continuation for the sales. This is the zone. The zone where you're expecting GBP USD sales from continuation pattern would be here. And where is that? Market should let's eventually we see a reaction. When market reacts, it probably push up price to this zone. Then try to short for a bit. And then we'll see the buys to this area. And the buys to that area, we would expect the sells. A market by eventual selling down Okay. Are you guys understanding the breakdown that we just did? So now, if we see a push up of price into this zone that is here again, we should see the continuation in sales. Why? Because let me explain the reason why. Because first off, we have market creating a high, then a sweep of a high. Then it created an unmitigated zone and broke various structures. The market pushed up price to kill the unmitigated zone and it became mitigated. Then we had a push down in price, right? This push down in price now is breaking structure of the low that was created here because we changed it from the candlestick to the line chart. Now we're expecting markets that if markets should push up price back into this area, we will see a continuation of the same bias pushing down price. Are you understand what I'm saying at all? And all of this is on a 4-hour time frame. We didn't even have to go down to the 1 hour, which I'm doing right now. Because if we had gone out to the 1 hour, we would have been able to see exactly what happened. Can you see it very well now? And that was exactly what happened here. Right? But let's stick to the 4 hour because it's more visible on the 4 hour. So now we can then say that we're looking at the tiny mute yourself, please. We can then say that what we're looking at now is the short speculation from this area. Right? Yes. The next thing we're looking at is the sales from here. So we're looking at the sales from that zone.
Roger.
I need everybody to mute themselves, please. I can't be saying this over and over again. All right. So now we will then push this down. If I were you, I'll retain that SL at the high. But if you have low risk appetites, then that's completely fine. But for me, I'll be retaining it at this high. So do you guys understand the breakdown on GU now? And that's GBP USD analysis that I'll be looking at for the week. So now if we mark out this area here, this would be all right. So this is the analysis that I'm looking at for GBP USD for the week. Now, pay attention to this. If we have a break above this area, then we're going to expect the continuation of the buys. But provided market pushes up price into this area, then we should expect the sales. And that's it, guys. So let me see if I can save this. Okay, so this was the sales that happened the last time. Let's have this one documented. For reference purpose. All right. So Now we should observe that, okay, the continuation pattern should fall there. And this is all on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so let's download this image. And then that's it. So this is the explanation for GBP USD that we're looking at for like the week, the continuation patterns. Now, let's go to XAUUSD, not to waste people's time. And what do we have on gold? So there's been so much consolidation on XAUUSD within the past 1 week. Like there's been a whole lot of consolidation here and there, and it has formed a very strong zone above here that it has failed to break, right? So let's look at what we have for the week. Now, for the week, a lot of people still have speculations that XAUUSD is quite bullish, and I won't lie, I'm part of those people, sort of. And we said I have speculations that XAUUSD is bullish, but we can't deny the fact about what we're seeing, right? And at the end of the day, sometimes you have to literally trade what you see there per time. So a lot of people have speculations here and there that, oh, gold is bullish, and stuff like that. But like sometimes you have to trade what you see and not the assumption in your head. But a lot of people are still feeling like, oh, gold should still be, on the buys. So now let's look at what I would say I am seeing for like the new week and whatnot. So for gold, we would realize the fact that, let's change this to a line chart. Now, as you guys can see on the line chart, we've had internal break of structures and external break of structures, right? So this is an external break of structure. These ones that are here are the internal break of structures, and also this one that is here is an external. So now let's draw the external break of structures that we have here. So I hope people are learning from this line chart thing. So this is an external break of structure that is here. 1, external break of structure. 2. All these ones that we have inside here are all internal break of structures. Now let's delete this rectangle stuff. All the ones that are inside here are all internal break of structures. Admit. So all the ones that we have here are all, the ones that are remaining inside here are all internal. This one that is also here, that has this rectangle stuff, is internal. I have to delete this one. Here. This one is also internal. It's also internal, as you can see. So now we've already mapped out the internal break of structure areas, and we've seen the external ones, right? Now I have to change this back to the candlesticks. Oh, before we change it back to the candlesticks. All right, so before we do the conversion back to the candlesticks, I am going to map out the zone where we should be able to expect, we should see where the sales happened from initially, right? So let's pick out the rectangle, and then let's map out the zones where the sales happened from initially, which is this area. So now we have to then go ahead and then, convert it back into, let's admit one more person. Then we have to then go back and convert it back into the candlesticks area, as you guys can see. Can you see it now? Now, the break of structure that we're able to map out on the line chart looks more visible now moving on, right? Now, we're going to map out the area that we're looking at for the continuation trade. Pay attention, guys. All right. Now, this gets interesting. All right. So now, let's map out the continuation pattern. Sorry, business today. There's no time for so much talks. So for this, for me, I'm going to map out this zone that is here. So now what we're going to be looking at now, kindly mute yourselves. What we're going to be looking at now is, because we've seen the analysis on the line chart, what I personally would be expecting is I need to see a break. I need to see a break below this area, right? So if I get a break below this area, at least from the line chart confirmation, yeah, then I can look at it that, okay, I can expect markets to maybe get here a bit, then react, and then push up price into this area that is here. Now, push up price into this zone that is here, right? I'm going to give you guys two scenarios, then we have the sales. So which means we're going to be expecting gold to push up price into this 2516 area, which is the first analysis. And why is that? Why am I saying that? It's because ever since gold has been tapping price into this zone, right, it has failed to break structure. We've had series of occasions where it keeps pushing up price into this area, but it has failed to break past 25.28. It has failed to break past 25.28. So if peradventure we have market pushing up price back into those same areas again, based off technical analysis, we should be able to expect the sales continuation. Are you guys with me? This is the first scenario based off technical analysis, and because it has gone to this area and reacted several times, you should be able to expect the sales. This is the first one. I'm going to download this one. This is the first bias. Now, the second bias is if gold should break past 2528.80, we should be able to see the continuation of the buys. I need you guys to understand that picture in your head. Put it in your mind. So now if we see a break below 25.28, we should be able to expect the continuation of the buy pattern. It's okay. This area broke past this zone that is here, then we'll be able to expect the buys. That's why I've set up my notification here. So if it doesn't break past 25.28 and it's still moving around here, we should expect the sales. But if it breaks past 25.28, then the buys will continue, right? And then if peradventure market doesn't push up price to all of these zones anymore, and you guys see a break on the 4-hour, now we have to convert this back to the line chart. First of all, take this back to the line chart. Now, good. I'm going to draw the rectangle below that area that is here. Now, this is the area. This is the area that is here. And this area is quite strong. So now, if we get a break below this zone that is here, guys, now let's change it back to line chart. So candlesticks rather. So if we get a break below that area, like a proper break, market pushing down price past this zone that is here, then we should see the sell continuation pattern all the way down to 24.36. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? Then we should see the sell continuation pattern all the way to 24. Do you understand? We should see to 24.36 area. So I do pay attention to what I just said. If gold should push up price, first thing, into this zone, I'm giving you guys different possibilities based off of what I'm seeing. If gold should push up price into 25.16 area, we should be able to expect sales downwards. But if gold breaks above 25.28, is a continuation of the buys you should get, at least solid, so to 150 to 200 pips buys. Then, if gold doesn't get to all these zones that is here and it continues to sell, once it breaks past this area that is here around 24.75 area, then we should be able to get the sales down to 24.36 region. And that explains what I am looking at for XAUUSD and GBP/USD for the week. So now you have numerous possibilities. I did not screenshot that part. So now you have numerous possibilities of what you can look out for in order to be able to pick buyers that you're looking at. Now we're going to be discussing OPM. I'm going to make this conversation short and precise as possible. Now we'll be talking about OPM. OPM is basically known as other people's money. It is no longer news, it's an old gist where people will tell you that, okay, one of the things you need to look at when you're scaling up is understanding that you cannot necessarily grow with just your own capital. You need to see how you can sort of scale with OPM. That is if you've been finding it hard to make money with your own capital. Because I tell people a lot of times, and I say it every time, That 0.01 is not going to be the changing cause of your life. You need to basically be a risk taker. If you've come into the trading space and you acknowledge risk taking and you understand that the business that you are in is a high risk investment, you need to start normalizing the fact that, okay, I am going to be taking risks. All right? You need to start normalizing the fact that I'm going to be taking risks. And one of the ways you can grow is OPM, which is other people's money. Now, I'm going to be stating the pros and cons and the things that would avoid you from problems with OPM. Now, OPM, like I said before, is other people's money. And now you need to see how you sort of can scale and grow with an higher capital than the capital that you currently have with you. And now, one of the other things that you can basically do that will basically help you is, first rule, have a mutual agreement between you and the person that is basically giving you money for you to trade for them or with them, right? Once you have a mutual agreement, once your mutual agreement has been stated, once you guys now have a common ground, the second thing that you should be looking out for is having a written agreement, right? A lot of people, before they go into investment, before they go into profit making or profit split, they don't have a written agreement where you state the agreement between you and the end user, and if preferably you get a lawyer. So that way you've protected yourself. Now, what should be in that document? One of the things that should be in the document is ask the person that is giving you the money, what is your risk appetite? If the person says, okay, for instance, the person is giving you $1,000, and the person tells you, I cannot risk more than $500, which means if anything happens, the remaining $500, you should have it sent back to me, and that's the highest risk I can take. Perfect. The person cannot risk more than $500, which means the person is only risking 50%, right? So which means what you should write is, okay, you are risking 50%, which means all your trades and all your risk should be in that $500 risk, right? And after that, you should now talk about profit split and who is going to incur risk. An investor is a risk taker by nature. You are in no retrospect whatsoever to be returning any loss that you have, because first of all, because it doesn't make any sense that you incur 100% of the loss when you are only taking 50% profit. Because for instance, now if somebody gives you $1,000 and you make $100 on the 1,000, you people will probably be splitting it $50 each. So why would you now lose $1,000 and then you are incurring 1K loss? So if you have a mutual written agreement nullifying these things, so people usually don't have these things stated before they start businesses, and that is the reason why when businesses or these things happen, they start having difficulty. So the first thing you need to do is protect yourself. 1, 2, have a skill. Make sure your skill and your strategy is working for you. Make sure of that, because there is no skill or strategy that doesn't have points where they fail, right? But once you protect yourself, first of all, you have lesser pressure. Second thing is, make sure that your skill is actually that good. Make sure it's as good as you say it is. Increase the capacity of your skill. Make sure that you are going for that knowledge. So focus on the knowledge part. Stop being distracted by nonsense and frivolities. Focus on the knowledge part. Right? So once you are knowledgeable, you protected yourself, and now people can start coming to you because they see that you're not a valuable person. And automatically, money is no longer the exchange for money. Now, value now becomes a means of exchange. So you being valuable, automatically people pay you for your value. People pay you for a service you render because they now see and know that you're a valuable person. Right? So that basically sums up our conversation on OPM, sums up our conversation on GBP/USD analysis, and also XAUUSD. And that will be all for the week now. If we have further analysis, we will definitely let you guys know, and enjoy the rest of the week and safe. So I have one more thing to say before I go. Like I usually say is, I pray God protects your families far and near, and I pray God also guides you guys, because as it is, I won't be talking to thin air. I will be talking to you guys, right? So in as much as people need me, I also need you. So make sure you let people know where you're going. I know you're all big boys and girls, but at least let your friends or families know where you're going, or somebody, right? So make sure you take care of yourselves, and you protect yourselves, right? So I appreciate you guys for always